This is the new Hyundai IONIQ 6. Is it the best electric executive since the Tesla Model 3? Well, let's have a look and find out. The IONIQ 6 is all about being easy to do long distances in. It's got a range of up to 338 miles per charge. It's also got super rapid charging of over 200 kilowatts. It's one of the fastest charging cars out there, so it really is a really good touring car. You can also get it with rear-wheel drive or with performance four-wheel drive, which has a 0 to 62 of around about 5 seconds. And it's really good value, so it's £47,000 for the rear-wheel drive or £50,500, slightly over, for the four-wheel drive. And it's loads of equipment, as you'd expect from Hyundai, so the premium trim really does get most of the things that you want, but ultimate is the tech spec. You get your head-up display, you get your panoramic sunroof and all of that. It really is a fantastic looking thing as well, and it's all about the aerodynamics of this car that really make it so efficient. So it's really all about that super sleek roofline running down into this sort of wing that we've got at the back of the IONIQ 6, and that really channels all the airflow down the car. That's why Hyundai call this a streamliner. It's actually inspired by sort of retro 1920s aircraft. That's kind of what part of the design of this car, but more importantly, it also makes it very efficient, and that is how Hyundai managed to get the range that they do out of this car. It's practical too. So you get 401 litre boot in the IONIQ 6. It is a saloon, but it's got this really nice deep boot in here, and actually you can get this sort of rubber base for the boot as well, which is very practical, and there is cable storage under there, and there is also cable storage in the front of the car, so it's really good for keeping your cables out of the way, so you've got the boot for everything else. So if you do want to access the front storage in the IONIQ 6, which is really useful for keeping your cables, because like I said, it means that you have the boot left for everything else. So in this rear-wheel drive model that we've got here, it's a really useful space, which is perfect for keeping your cables out of the way. Now, that's enough about cable storage. The passenger space in the IONIQ 6 is absolutely incredible. You would not believe how much rear legroom there is in this car. It's like a limousine. It really is pretty incredible. So I have got the front driving position, how I would have it. I'm 5'7", very average. And look at the legroom I've got in the back here. It is outrageous how much space there is. It's so good. And you've got your centre armrest as well, but check this out. Heated rear seats, and you get that on every IONIQ 6, even in the premium, which we've got here. That's normally the sort of thing you get in the Rolls Royce. That's mad, but nonetheless really good. Loving the space. Like I said, this is a premium, so you get this upholstery finish. If you go for the ultimate, then you do get an eco leather, which I think is really nice, so do think about that one. Anyway, that is the back seats, complete with charging, heated rear seats, and your centre armrest. It's really comfy back here, so let's check out the front. So, the front of the IONIQ 6. Well, the design in here is really interesting as well. It really matches the sort of futuristic look of the outside of the car. For a start, you've got this floating centre console with masses of storage under here, a couple of cup holders as well, so it's practical and it looks really cool, I think. Plus, I like the minimalist look up here, leading, of course, to the touchscreens. So you get this 12.3-inch touchscreen as standard. It has all of the features you want, including Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You get wireless phone charging too. You also have nav built into the system, and that can show you your chargers. It kind of does everything that you want it to. You've also got Hyundai's full safety assist systems, including adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. You do have to go for the ultimate to get blind spot assist, but other than that, you really get all of the safety and driver assistance systems that you want, even on the premium. So it really is really cool. I love this slim little steering wheel as well, and looks really cool. These 4 dots on the steering wheel, they actually spell out H in Morse code. And if you go for the ultimate, they have little lights in there which talk to you and tell you how the charging's going, respond to voice control, tell you if you're in reverse or drive, so it's kind of a communication thing too, so they're pretty cool. There are lots of these neat little touches around the IONIQ 6 that make it feel quite sort of interesting and futuristic and just a bit different as well. Hyundai's so good at that, I really do like it in here. So, on that note, let's take it for a drive. So this is the rear-wheel drive premium Hyundai IONIQ 6, and I do think it's something of a sweet spot. I reckon I would go for ultimate because I like the head-up display and the glass roof and all that other stuff that I've mentioned, you know, the eco leather. But I think the rear wheel drive, it's still 0 to 62 in 7.4 seconds. It feels more than fast enough on the road. Still feels really punchy, this car. It's got a really nice progressive build of acceleration. It's really, really lovely. And I have to say, it's not just sort of fast enough. It's got a really nice balance of being pretty comfortable, but also nice body control, turns into corners really sweetly. It's got a really nice blend of being quite fun. This is a car that you can get in and instantly drive it and feel confident and enjoy it. It's really, really nice. It's kind of got everything covered for you. It's really easy to drive around town as well because the steering's nice and light. You have got your drive modes. I personally find it absolutely fine in the default mode, and you can just sit back and enjoy. Of course, if you do want kind of monster performance, then you can go for the four-wheel drive. That's 5.1 seconds to 62. That has got a proper buzz of acceleration, that thing. But like I said, on balance of, you know, how the car drives, what you get for your money, I think that the rear-wheel drive is the way to go. It's absolutely brilliant. I will mention real-world range because that's another thing that a lot of people worry about, quite understandably. So obviously the WLTP range on this rear-wheel drive, 338 miles. Four-wheel drive is 322 miles. In the real world, do you know what? The Hyundai is still one of the most efficient cars on sale. That aerodynamics does pay off, and I think you're going to get in the real world, well, I'm seeing easily 3.5, 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour. So I think you're going to get very easily in a mix of sort of conditions. I think you're going to see 250 miles and up in the Hyundai IONIQ 6. That might dip a bit in winter. All EVs are less efficient in the winter, but I think that in the summer you can see 280 miles plus in this, and I think winter you're looking at more like 220 to 230. It really is a long range, comfortable, and yet really good fun car.